Give me the ball because I'm gonna.
What's it gonna do?
That's our new theme song.
I love that.
I'm just kidding. Welcome to Swish You Are Here. I've already blown the mic out once going into this thing. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been an entire NBA season. We took kind of a hiatus because we moved more than anything. It was a whole bunch of stuff went on the last year. But the important thing is we're back.
Reboot 2.0.
2.0. And unfortunately, we're not here with Amir Blumenfeld, who you heard in the last episode as Adam just ass-whipped him about Kobe and things. I mean, that was a long time ago now.
That was.
But
it was a good day, though.
It was a good day. But after that, life got weird. But we're back. We are officially done with the 2016-2017 NBA season. Yeah. We just had the draft. And I probably should say that I'm your host, Chris Hayden, and with me, as always, is your other host, Adam Hayden. And if you haven't listened to the whole thing, go back to our podcast from like a year ago now when we started this thing, and we can give you more setup. But at the end of the day, Adam's my brother. We do this basketball podcast, and we're Mavericks fans. So
this is my brother, and me. Welcome.
Not wrong podcast.
I am Everyman McElroy.
Adam McElroy.
Yes, Adam McElroy.
Good last name. You should change your last name to McElroy.
That's a good one. I don't know anyone else with that last name.
Except for the my brother and me people.
What's that?
I hate you.
I'm Adam Hayden. Just by the way, I'm the co-host here, and that is my theme.
I'm not going to give it to you this early. That's Adam. I'm Chris. And thank you for listening if you did subscribe and then were like, what the hell? They didn't do this for a year. And then you didn't unsubscribe. I like those people. You're my people.
You're my people, too. Basketball to all of you.
Basketball. I was going to load that up as a new drop. And I'm still going to do it, so in the future, at any point, we can just basketball.
You should have like a short clip of the drop, too, like just the beginning, so that we don't have to like listen to it the whole way.
Yeah, no, I have. I've got it all set up.
You do?
I was too lazy to get the cord to plug the iPad into the computer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
also,
sorry
you might
to start
notice,
us down a conversation that's like,
you might notice that
better for pre.
I've had, this is stuff we should have talked about before. I've had speech therapy since the last time we potted. So my S's don't sound like, what's her name? Shit. Sideline reporter.
Oh, Doris Burke.
Yeah.
Doris Burke.
Shout out to Doris.
Shout out
to Doris Burke.
Love Doris
So
Burke.
my S's don't sound like Doris Burke or like this anymore.
My S's are not just as shitty as always.
Not that they really did that much, but like, I just was I need
bad.
to get that straightened out because I was going Esh all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's very clear. So far, so good.
We're good now. Shout out to speech therapists. Our mother is a speech therapist, but I didn't go to my mom.
Why is that?
I went to the company that my mom runs and I work for.
So why wouldn't you see your mother as a therapist? Are you ashamed of your mother's therapy?
No, but you know our mother and you know why I wouldn't want to see my mother as a therapist.
Fair point.
Because she's a wonderful, wonderful woman and a sainted woman.
She is the best.
That's not true. She's really not. No, she is the best though. I meant that she's not a sainted motherly person.
No, but she's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we are. We're currently back in Dallas in the DF Dub, and that's kind of fun for basketball land because we are back home.
We are, and so now our basketball lives are not inundated with street signs of DeAndre Jordan.
Well, let's hope that stays that way because DeAndre is on the move.
That's true. It should be. I don't know what's going on. Not here, no.
God, no. Not after that debacle.
I don't know what. I don't want to get into the Clippers too heavy right now, but I don't know what's going to happen
Clippers
there.
Too heavy.
Yeah.
But basically, we're home basing out of Dallas. I'm going to LA in like a week, so I'll see if the things are there.
See if the things are still there.
I'll see if all the things are still there. And in fact, I'm going to. Well, we'll get into that later. But what we have done is, we're still going to talk about everything NBA on here, and weird stuff and movies, cool stuff, hot stuff. Sorry, shout out to the starters on NBA TV and the Drop podcast.
Thanks for my shirt last summer league.
Yeah, man, I'm going to try and snag another one this year. Spoiler alert. So we were going to talk about normal NBA stuff.
Hold on. You say spoiler alert like we're going and representing again. Like, no, I won't be there. But
Adam's not going to be there this year.
It's going to be an unofficial, non-pod related visit. But an update would be cool.
But I will shout out updates. Yeah. I should do a live report from the arena and put it on the pod.
You should.
Like it just has just me what I'm seeing that day.
Yeah, just upload. Live stream it.
I tell you, I was really annoyed that I bought my tickets before they announced the schedule, and I only bought one day. I'm going to Summer League in like a week. I'm going to be in L.A., and then we're going to Vegas for a minute. So
he actually got to try out with
I
got to
try out with the Washington Wizards. They want me to take over for John Wall. We're about the same height, but I'm significantly quicker.
Because John Wall's so slow.
Much better handles. But no, shout out to the Wizards. Shout out. I'm going to go down there, but I bought my tickets before they released the schedule, so I don't get any Mavs games that day.
Sucks.
Like,
you don't get to see DSJ.
If I stay late, I'm going to get to see Lonzo, but he's in that late game, and we went last year, and Adam can attest.
Oh my God.
The late game is like the worst. Like, it's a great game because it's on TV, but when you're there and you've been there since 1 o'clock and it's 115 degrees,
you just want to go home.
You just want to leave. You're like, it's been 5 games and there's no way I'm going to sit here and listen to and watch another game and then try to fight that traffic.
It's like when I got here, I was enamored by Dennis Scott, but when I was leaving, I was no longer enamored by Dennis Scott.
Dennis Scott.
Shout out Dennis Scott.
Dennis Scott. 3D.
3D.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll do I'll say something from there. I'll try to put out pictures and do like we did last year. Hey, there's a commercial for Summer League on TV. We have NBA. We have National Basketball Association television on TV.
We do,
which is what I like to call it because I don't like to use
in case something
shortened
breaks,
versions of things.
Which I don't know what's going to break between now and
well, we're in an interesting part
next Thursday.
We're in an interesting part of the summer because we are between the draft and the Summer League stuff starting up. So on the 1st, which is today's the 27th.
Yeah.
So that would be 7, 28, 29, 30. So like what, Friday?
Yeah. It's either Friday
Saturday,
or
Saturday.
One of the days around.
I think Saturday's the 1st.
Yeah.
That's when
I was not doing the math.
There's a dying baby on television right now. Some sad commercial.
Oh my God, this lady's smoking a cigarette and blowing the smoke into the incubator with the baby.
We've got to stop getting. Hey, it's Zooks. Shout out
Daddy
Zooks. We got to stop getting distracted by the TV. I could turn it off, but really, I kind of like having it on there. It's an interesting time because we are coming up on free agency very quickly. Does it seem to you like this has been a really short off season so far? It jumps back into it fast.
And I've heard some people complain about the NBA awards being now.
You know what? I liked it though.
But yeah, I did too.
Let's
I really enjoyed it.
Let's get into that. Let's get into that now, and then we'll jump back into the actual nuts and bolts of stuff because that was still last season technically.
Yeah,
and
but it made it stretch.
As everyone knows, the Warriors beat the Cavs in 5, and that's your NBA champion for the year. And the Mavericks were terrible. But you know what? No,
yeah, but there were highlights.
There were highlights. We picked up a lot of young people, and it's good moving forward. But we had the finals. It was the second championship for the Golden State crew.
Yep.
In 3 years.
This time they had Kevin Durant, really unknown free agent. This young guy they brought in at the beginning of the year.
They call him the Durantula.
I've heard he doesn't like that.
Or the Slim
Reaper, as our friend John told us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy for Golden State. I for some reason I was like, I really just wanted to see them sweep an entire playoffs.
I did too, but more than that, I just kind of wanted to get it over with.
I get that.
The draft was on the way, and we've never seen, like, it's been 20 years since the Mavericks have had a pick in the lottery. Top 10.
Top 10. A lottery, really, period. But,
yeah.
Honestly, though, I don't understand. I'm not a Golden State hater.
Me either.
I'm not a Cavs
I don't
hater.
remember what I said at the beginning of the year. I might have said something about Kevin Durant, but I don't
You were in a
think I
dark
was
place.
that. Well, I really don't think. I just can't remember saying anything bad, but I don't think I did.
Listen like 3 episodes back, and then you'll be able to tell what's up.
I don't think I did, because I knew the Mavericks were going to be that good. So I'm like, let's bring it on. I want to see this happen.
And bring it on again, the sequel.
And then bring it up 3, the streets.
To the streets. Everything,
bring it up 3, the
everything
streets.
we just did doesn't make any sense. But
exactly.
that's kind of our life. So last night were the NBA awards, and I really like this format that they're doing. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of doing it like an award show. Didn't the NFL do this year?
They might have done something like this,
remember,
but I didn't really watch
that's
this.
when
or maybe it was
Dak
the ESPN
Prescott
awards
got the Rookie of the Year and all that stuff. Yeah, they did that. But it was I dug it. I mean, Drake was actually good. But you can't expect him not
actor,
to be.
Aubrey Graham.
But yeah, Champagne Poppy, as he's referred. From here on out, we'll only call him Champagne Poppy.
Okay, Champagne Poppy.
Yeah, he was good. The writers were good. I thought the jokes were fairly funny. I mean, there wasn't some stuff fell a little bit because I think people were. He went a little edgy for that crowd.
He did. He was like roasting Draymond to his face and stuff like that.
Yeah, which was interesting because it wasn't just players in the crowd. It was team executives,
and coaches,
and all kinds of people from the organizations and families.
Adam Silver.
And they went. I mean, like, for that crowd, he got a little roasty, and it was good. I need to see who wrote on it and see if we know anybody.
That very, and I don't mean to get into this right away, but that very lackluster Nicki Minaj performance.
Oh God, okay.
I feel like
that
part
was
of that.
bad.
Let me say though, I feel like part of it was she like realized the crowd when she walked out,
and it was a small crowd.
And
it
she
wasn't
was
a
like,
big giant arena.
I need to be a little less sexy, so she didn't move very much. That or something's wrong with her.
I think
she like went down to like twerk and then just kind of moved and then just kind of stayed there.
Did you notice that the camera would always pan
wrong.
up from her crotch when she squatted down? And stuff? Like it was really trying to keep off of the bits.
Yeah.
Because it was TNT. But like, I don't know.
It wasn't TNA.
Maybe she was... You have no idea how much I hate you.
I love it.
Why do you think people don't like you?
No, they love me.
No, but it was...
All I can hear is a comedian at a radio station killing it. Sorry. Is that what it is?
What was...
ticket?
What was weird about it was... it's almost like she thought she was coming to do the like All-Star game. You know how it's when they do that and it's massive arena full of people and it's really loud.
It felt like
it was quiet.
The Academy Awards or something like that, or the Grammys. Like, I mean, not to that degree, but like, and then you're kind of looking at it and the room is smaller. The whole thing's smaller. I felt like when what was that? I think it was my phone. Maybe I don't know. But let's just not talk about it and be professional.
That sounds good.
So I did think when 2 Chainz came out, he was like kind of quiet, and he wasn't bad.
But 2 Chainz rapped forever.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
That was long.
He rapped for a long time,
and I was like, I almost thought like, did Nicki get sick or something?
She looked
like they didn't bring her
sick.
in.
Did you?
No, not that she looked sick. It's just that like she wasn't showing up for so long.
She wasn't going to.
And they were just
out?
showing pictures of her, and I'm like,
Yeah, she was in there. She was backstage for a while. Maybe they were just trying to lift her up on that weird bed they brought her out on.
Maybe.
But what was really funny about the bed thing is it was like she is really short and those guys carrying her really tall. So they split the difference and put really long like legs on that bed. Did you notice that? So they're walking with it.
That is awkward.
They only had to
like
they didn't have to squat down and put her down. They just kind of dipped and set it down, and she kind of had to go down steps.
Yeah, that's really
weird.
The
whole thing was weird.
Did you see who did enjoy it?
Yes, James Harden and the dude who was with him that I can't remember who it is now. Because there's a great GIF out there.
I'm sure you've seen the GIF.
Because they cut right to Harden at the end, Twitter. And he's he's like slow clapping and just basically like if you like imagine the Tex Avery wolf and his eyes rolling out and his tongue.
Yeah, he's just mouth agape, teeth like showing wide. Smiling, but I mean, I say teeth showing wide, but the beard's there, so
nipples
if you weren't looking, you could miss it.
Nipples akimbo.
Yes, nipples akimbo,
which is
a great porn name. New porn name, nipples akimbo.
Oh God!
Because I am exotic.
Nipples akimbo.
Yes, nipples akimbo.
That's your new nickname.
I don't know if I love
I'm gonna write that down. And next week I'm gonna be like, and with me as always, your co-host, Nipples akimbo.
I want a jersey now that says that,
Nipples
but all it would
akimbo.
say is akimbo. So I would say like,
But you know-
I ordered a Matumbo jersey and they fucked it up.
What number would it be? 00.
00, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Because you're twice the MVP.
This is going well. You guys, breaking news. Tristan Thompson just got into a fight.
I think J.R. Smith and David West as
David
well.
West.
It's like
They're replaying game 5 of the finals right now on NBA television, on National Basketball
Way to get
Association
distracted,
television. But last night we got our end of the year awards, a bunch of fan awards that don't matter because at the end of the day, you had an hour-long award show for basically 4 awards.
Yeah, which is insane.
So they
like,
don't fill a lot of time.
You could hear like the TNT broadcast guys complaining about that, particularly Chuck. He was not happy with the time. He was like, "We got one more award, but it's going to be like 20 more minutes."
Yeah,
and like,
I thought it was fun that they had them like basically doing sideline reporting.
it was really fun.
It was a weird thing.
However,
the whole thing was really strange, and I kind of love it.
Can we talk about Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaq
He was a train wreck the whole night
was
to me.
making jokes,
But
that
he was
weren't
so
landing,
quiet.
and then he'd get quiet. He was good when he was just like fucking with Barkley, like as usual.
Yeah.
But then there was that weird thing where Shaq did his little DJ.
Yes,
bit.
that's exactly
But
what I was getting
The problem with DJs is that they don't. When you just show them standing there DJing, they aren't doing much. Like
I don't think that was the problem there.
Like
I
Steve
think it
Aoki-
was like,
because I've seen Shaq DJ online, like on his
Yeah.
Instagram. He's very good, and when the crowd's into it,
Oh,
like
really?
he gets pumped up. Like Steve Aoki jumps around and does stuff with the crowd because he knows that most of the time he's pressing a button.
well, he's on
two.
illegal Japanese energy drinks. So
Jesus. But Shaq was very weirdly silent, and it was funny because sometimes Drake would get into this thing where Drake handled the awkwardness really well.
Yeah.
for what I expected from him.
Kenny had the awkward like,
did
he write
his
thing?
own material
It did
line?
not land at all. It
And
didn't
then
come out
people-
like a joke.
And then like Shaq had to explain it. Like
Yeah.
Shaq had to do like a ghostwriter thing. But like people got it, but they got quiet.
yeah,
and
because
then-
that's not how that works.
No, but then
for an award show,
but they
You
were
don't
talking
write all
about
those.
they were doing a play on him having
a
ghostwriters.
ghostwriter, yeah,
And that the joke itself did not land the way they wanted.
because it was just weird.
Because they were trying to give him shit.
But
then
Drake
he came,
did a great job.
Drake came out and got back at Kenny, which was really funny.
I feel like
When he called him
one of
the
the
most-
writers was they were coming up with jokes
When he
back
called
for
him the
Kenny
most
every time he went back.
expendable part of the NBA TV crew.
Yes,
The NBA or TNT crew.
Kenny was really good about it too. So
Yeah, they were
that was really
good.
fun.
and I liked like a lot of the Drake stuff was really funny. The bits were the sketches they did. Like the first one with Will Ferrell was pretty good with the handshakes. I enjoyed that.
I liked who. Defense, is that your cousin DeMar?
Like the bits they were giving him to do were really good.
Yes.
And then there was the weird Get Out thing where he was supposed to be Steph
Yeah.
Curry. But here's the thing: I didn't get that he was supposed to be Steph Curry
I didn't get it at first.
at first.
I liked their
Was that
renditions of
actually-
Draymond and
hold on.
Seth Curry.
This just might be racist, but was that actually Aisha Curry? Because it
No,
looked
I
just
don't
like
think
Aisha
so.
Curry. And I had to think about it because I was like, wait, this is not Aisha Curry, but she looks a lot like Aisha
Yeah,
Curry.
I don't think that's
but
Aisha Curry.
What messed me up was that no one else looked like the people they were playing.
Well, it was
except
really
for
funny
Fat
when they-
Seth.
Well, Draymond, the
That's when
fat
I
Draymond
realized-
did look like Draymond after they called it out. You're like, oh shit,
It's
okay,
the guy from
because it's
it's
stuff
the
he's
guy
wearing.
from it's the guy from Get Out
Yeah,
playing Draymond,
Yeah.
fat Draymond,
which is
Green.
really funny.
When I realized what it was, because he wasn't calling him Steph at first.
No.
And I was like, what is happening? And like Drake had a
runs
weird
out of the
wig
room.
on. And then she came in and they kept calling her Aisha. I was like, well, why is Aisha Curry like sleeping with Drake?
Oh.
And like,
I
it
had
hadn't
Seth by
processed
then.
me yet. But then when Seth Curry came out and it looks like, and it was like a spot on, what if Seth Curry was a huge fat guy? It looked just like
He kind
him.
of looked like if Seth Curry was like a gardener.
Yes.
was
And
really
that's
awkward.
when I realized, oh, wait, he's doing it. And I felt really slow for that. I was like, what's happening? But
I
that
caught on to
really
that
killed
earlier,
me
but it
when he
was
had him
weird.
do the runaway thing, like in Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
But see, like I don't think it landed so well in the crowd, but I was kind of dying. Like it was really good.
I was curious why it didn't land as well.
It
'cause
didn't land.
I don't know. Maybe people were like, "This is awkward" because there was like a a white supremacist family that we made the curries.
Yeah, but
or something. I don't think it's that. But
I don't think anybody made that connection.
I don't know.
I don't think they went that deep with it
because it did feel like lukewarm. But then again, they could have just had shitty miking on the crowds.
Well,
they've
also,
never done this before.
It's sort of like, and Drake got racial.
Yeah, he did,
and it was good. I was kind of happy because Drake really tries to skirt the half white, half black line sometimes. Not that I want to get into like race politics.
Tell me what
I mean.
What are your top 3 favorite races? Top 3 least favorite races.
Let's go Korean.
Stop right there. Don't actually do this.
No, but what I mean by that is like sometimes Drake will like get timid about things.
Yes.
When it comes to like going to places, because I mean it even comes through in some of his like raps. Like when Drake, some of his songs are like, you tried to be kind of hard with what you just said, but you sugarcoated the hell out of it. And they gave him jokes that were
back to back.
They gave him some biting jokes.
Yeah, which
was really good. My favorite thing about that Will Ferrell sketch was the black dad at the barbecue grill handshake.
Oh, yes, that was a good one.
And I like that Will Ferrell went back along with it, but didn't say much and just kind of let Drake take the lead.
I don't know if you watched till after, but they played some like outtake things.
Yes.
And that was pretty fun.
I think I saw little bits of it afterwards.
They threw in some extras.
Yeah, that's right. That was funny. And then, but yeah, all that stuff was good. But let's get to the actual awards that happened. So the big awards, well, Dirk got an award.
The Twine Stokes Teammate of the Year award. I think that's the name.
Wait, now that you said Twine, I completely lost the name of it.
Twine Stokes Player of the Year award. Am I wrong? Or Teammate of the Year award?
Yeah, but I don't think it's Twine Stokes.
When is it?
It's Timon shit. I know this, and then Twine has.
It sounded like you were about to say Hyman. So.
In my Hyman Pokes.
Hyman Pokes.
Teammate of the Year award. I like we're both like. And my phone's not on silent. We're both sitting here. Timon Stokes, right?
Timon Stokes?
Y'all, this is real. Like we're not cutting any of this out.
No, it's fine. Twyman
Stokes.
Twyman.
We were
what was
both
I saying?
Right. You were saying Twine. And I was saying Timon.
Gotcha.
So we were both correct.
We're going to meet in the middle.
The Twyman Stokes Teammate of the Year award went to Dirk, and it was really cool. I mean, that's a cool award because it's one of those your team, like teammates vote and stuff like that, like NBA people vote. So that was just cool to get Dirk recognition for this year. I think that was fun.
That was
and
really
I like
cool
that Vince Carter gave it to him.
Yes, me too. And he didn't know about it. He was there to present an award.
Yeah.
Which he seemed more uncomfortable presenting an award.
He wanted. What was funny to me is I feel like he wanted to make jokes. Like yes, Dirk wanted to be
his
weird.
One joke was killer during his first thing.
Oh, where he was like, I don't think any of my teammates actually voted for me.
Yeah, because he like had a pause and then was just, I was like, uh-oh, is he not going to know what to do here? Because there were some awkward
There
players.
was a lot of awkward
Can I talk to you about my favorite awkward one of all?
Who? Because I bet it's the same one as me.
John Wall.
No, but that was awkward. I wasn't thinking about it. That was super, super awkward.
John Wall came out there.
Definitely, he fucked up. Like, he was
He might have been. I thought about that, too, because he came out there in dark sunglasses, and he was like, Mr. fucking cool John Wall. And I love John Wall.
Until he opened his mouth.
And then, was he the one with Jada Pinkett?
No,
that was
with,
Grant Hill.
He was with somebody else. But he was just like...
But he just tried to go through as fast as he could because he didn't want to sound stupid reading it.
Yeah.
So he was just I'm going to read it as fast as I can.
NBA players tend to have fun when they play basketball. And this guy had the most fun of anyone this year.
I won't say it was that.
He had the most fun of all players this year. Now, this is the John Stockton Happiness Award of Fun. Which is an award I just made up. The John Stockton Happiness Award of Fun, which we need to give to a player right now. Who wins the inaugural 2016 John Stockton Happiness Award of Fun?
Matt Barnes.
Yo, Drake had a great, they wrote a really good Matt Barnes
I heard
thing.
that, yeah.
And I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was dying. I think it was like the Warriors had to play with, some of them having to play with Matt Barnes.
Yeah, it was something like all these great players and Matt Barnes.
Yeah, they were like they had made a team full of great, hardworking players and Matt Barnes. Anyway, I'm gonna have to remember that and give it to somebody next year as well.
You should.
But Yeah, there was a lot of awkward moments. Honestly, one that made me really uncomfortable, but then he kind of killed it, was when they brought out the great Bill Russell, who is definitely not going to make Christmas. Right?
Oh my God! Don't say that. Do not wish death on Bill Russell. Hi, we're rebooting the podcast. Oh, by the way, greatest player ever, probably 11 titles in like 13 years. Dead before Christmas.
No, but I mean, they gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award for a reason.
Because he could kick all of the.
It's like when you get the
stage.
Dickie, what is it? The Dickie V Award.
I don't know if that's what you call it.
Yeah, or that's like the nickname for it. But
is it?
When you get that award, usually means you're gonna die.
That's true.
Like Craig Sager gets it, and then before that it was.
Oh God! Does this mean Monty Williams is going to pass away?
No,
too?
they gave Monty Williams like the Craig Sager award, but not that award. It's not like it's like a courage award.
Yeah. No, I know. That was actually a great moment.
Which was a great moment, and it was rough as hell. Like,
yes,
I was like,
that was so sad.
Like, we were having happy fun times, and then dead wife time happened, and it was real sad.
And I remember when that happened. That was horrible.
That's a really good guy. Monty Williams is a really good guy.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
But yeah, what I'm talking about is that Bill Russell thing where it took him forever to get out there because I don't know that he knew when to come out.
I never felt awkward during that, though, because I was like, Bill Russell's old.
Well, I didn't know what he was doing, because at first he got quiet and didn't look at the camera.
Yeah.
And then it took him a while to say anything. And I could tell he was thinking about what to say. And then what he did was fantastic.
Yes.
And I think it felt like he wanted to say more, but they were like, we can't top that, and you're going to fall down, so let's take him back.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he looks rough, and he's never sounded that rough to me.
No, I remember only a couple years ago he was just like up and walking around and mingling
but him pointing down all those big dudes and telling them that he'd kick their ass was really great.
It was, and I want to say Kareem seems a little old to me too right now.
Well, Kareem's been through a lot.
He has.
Kareem had didn't he have cancer or leukemia? I think he still has leukemia.
Jeez.
Yeah, Kareem's been through some shit. So I bet you feel good about yourself.
I didn't say anything bad about it.
Coming out here saying, "Look at how shitty Kareem looked."
I didn't say that.
What a turd.
I said
body.
He's looking old.
He should be more active in life.
Yeah, it's like have you ever worked out before?
How did you ever? How do you even lift, bro? You said that to Kareem.
What I said you're looking like crispy Kareem.
No.
Not in my house.
I didn't know what I was going to hit. I just hit a button. So good. Back to the fucking awards. We're like going on forever about ridiculous shit, which is what this is. Let's start with the fan voted dunk of the year. No, I'm just kidding. That was the most filler. Like all of those were dumb.
I don't care too much.
And then eventually people started standing up when they'd announced them because the first person they announced was just like, cool. I don't get a trophy. Like
I don't walk on stage.
Yeah. But the first one I want to go was the Rookie of the Year. I was a little shocked.
With Malcolm Brogdon over Embiid.
Am I crazy for? Well, see, I thought they'd give it to Dario Saric because Saric, technically, he played more than Embiid did, and if you break it down over the course of the year, he had a better year because Embiid only played for blah 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 amount of
it or whatever.
Yeah. But I was a little shocked that Malcolm Brogdon got that award.
I was a little surprised. But
I mean, because I
heard a lot of people
going to Philadelphia
talking about Sarge getting it, and I don't know. It was a weird year for Rookie of the Year.
Well, because one of them's not a rookie; he's been in the league for 2 fucking seasons. Mm-hmm. He just hasn't played, which I don't think that should count because you've had 2 years to sit behind an NBA system and learn the system.
You're right,
and watch people play. You know what I mean? Like you've had time. Like I know they're going to put
Like Ben Simmons could win it this year.
Ben Simmons could win it this year. And that's dumb. You know what I mean? Ben Simmons spent an entire year behind the NBA organization. Granted, it's the Philadelphia 76ers, learning stuff.
Who were picks 2 and 3 last year? Do you remember?
Oh, last year, picks 2 and 3. Shit. I looked at the list of these the other day.
Because one was Ben Simmons, right?
Well, Ben Simmons was 1. Buddy Hield was 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
I think he was 4. We have internet devices.
It's
but
weird
it doesn't
though,
matter.
because it doesn't matter. My point is, it's weird. This was not a great
Brandon
draft
Ingram
class.
was 2.
That's right. I mean, and he could still be. He's still supposed to be great. He's just spindly and small and needs to get bigger.
Yeah, he needs to put on a lot of weight.
But
also the situation, like,
it was
you
a weird
can't
draft
judge
last
anything
year.
that happened in Los Angeles last year. Like, for the
That's
Lakers, you can't really judge that season.
I also...
Because they were playing for Lonzo Ball from the get-go.
The Lakers could have gotten so much more. Not to jump right into draft stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway,
For
Malcolm
D'Angelo.
Brogdon wins the NBA Rookie of the Year. I'm not mad at it. I didn't think it was going that way. I would have been upset if Embiid got it, and I'll tell you why. Because he didn't play the entire fucking season. And, like, I get it. He was the best of the people who haven't played until last year because they're not actually rookies because he played in the league for 2 years. Mm-hmm. He was the best of all those people.
He was.
When he was on the court. But, you know.
Freakishly good, actually.
Yeah, he's very, very good. But, I mean, I'm happy with the Brogdon pick.
Here's my thing. I guess I don't care as much. I'm not that invested in that award.
No, I'm not this year. Some years I am. This year's going to be interesting, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Like, the top guys from last year's draft class weren't
even in it. I mean, Brogdon was a second-round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, well, I may be
he
wrong.
might have been like 26. Like, he was a later round pick.
He wasn't an early lottery pick or anything.
But the next award... and he got out there and gave a good speech. He seemed genuinely...
He did. I really liked the guy.
Genuinely shocked that he won.
Yeah.
And his mother was just cracking me up.
I thought that was a cool moment.
That was really cool. It was a really cool moment. I genuinely don't think he knew it was coming because he seemed so unprepared.
Yeah.
But he did well. The next pick was... Which was the next pick? It was they went to Most Improved, right? No, they went DPOY.
Yeah.
They mixed it up.
Which, that actually surprised me a little bit.
I was a little bit shocked that Draymond won that award.
Because you hear his name the whole year in talks of, like, he's a DPOY, like, candidate, but I thought Kawhi would win something. Well, and he
genuinely, I kind of thought Kawhi would win something, but then I was like, he's up for MVP. Maybe he doesn't win... Maybe he doesn't win DPOY because he's already up for MVP, but he's not going to win MVP.
No.
But I was a little shocked Kawhi didn't get that. I was a little shocked that Draymond, in that case, got it over Rudy Gobert, and not because I think he's better. I just don't think people like Draymond Green.
No, I don't think people like Draymond Green.
Like, I genuinely think, and I have no problem with Draymond.
No, I like Draymond, but I kind of like the guys who are a little bit of a heel.
It's been made clear to us recently that we tend to like asshole basketball players.
Yes.
Because someone got in an argument with us about fucking...
Zaza.
About Zaza. And look, I love Zaza. I don't think what he did to Kawhi Leonard was intentional. I don't think Zaza is athletic enough to make that happen. I don't think it's physically possible for...
I don't think it was.
The mayor of Dallas, former mayor of Dallas.
If you tell me Zaza did do that on purpose, does it change my opinion of Zaza? Not one bit.
No, I mean, compared to the shit that they used to do 10 years ago in the NBA, 15 years ago in the NBA, that's clean.
I'm not advocating like dirty play, but I love the guy on the team.
The shit that Bruce Bowen used to do to motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, Bruce Bowen was the dirtiest player ever.
Which is hilarious.
And all of a sudden Pop's pissed off about it now.
Yeah, he complains so much about the Kawhi stuff.
He has to be.
He was the one saying, like, look, there's no rule against it. Bowen's going to do whatever. I don't care. It's helping us win games. And that's... Well, I would say that's the Golden State's position, but like they weren't using him like an enforcer in that way. It wasn't Dellavedova going at his knees, and
it wasn't
knees and stuff.
Like,
but even then, I don't like current contract Matthew Dellavedova, but I liked him as a piece back then because I didn't know of a better way to classify him. But
I don't know why the television.
I thought he was fun to watch.
Cool. We didn't have to tell anyone that. We could just let it go.
Yeah, we could have.
How dare you, Adam? No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But yeah, I don't know. The DPOY thing, I'm happy for Draymond because he's been gunning for this award for 3 years. I think him winning DPOY means more to him than winning titles.
Yeah, he had a triple-double this year without scoring points. No 10 points. So
I mean, that's
a really active basketball player who's contributing in every facet on the court.
A triple-double is hard to do, period.
Yes.
Unless you're Russell Westbrook. But we'll get to that in a minute. I thought Draymond had a good speech, too, because I always like him when he talks. I really enjoyed watching that thing with him and LeBron in the barbershop. That was fun.
It's always fun to watch LeBron smoke a cigar.
Oh, it was great. I love that, which is why I also really love... We'll get into that in a minute.
kind of hope LeBron goes into acting after his career because he could
was
just
great
play
in
like
Trainwreck.
badass dudes with cigars, and I'd be like, I'm into that.
Yeah, which is also
I'd watch that.
Which is also what it says in your Tinder profile.
I'm looking for badass dudes with big cigars. Hit me up.
I'm into that.
I'm into that. Saw. Yeah.
Saw.
My Tinder profile says Saw.
You're also the guy from that old Workaholics episode.
Oh, the
character Chris
D'Elia plays the like pedophile guy.
Weird pedophile. Bieber fan 69.
You know what they say? Little bros before big bros.
Bros before hoes, but little bros before big bros. So gross.
We are so far off topic.
I know.
This isn't sports at all.
I brought my Vapetron. The next award they gave out. Also, I want to shout out to Draymond's outfit. He had the Yves Saint Laurent jacket with the cut off tuxedo shorts.
Yeah.
And I was like,
not a good look.
I was like, all right, I'm kind of into it, but I'm also like not into it
Here's
at
why
all.
I'm not into it. The shorts. Give me long pants. I have no problem with that color. I like the
I like the jacket. It's
like,
the short thing. I don't know that I get it, but I'm not against it. I just don't get it.
I don't feel like New York is. Well, I'm gonna get probably feedback on Twitter from if there's a New Yorker who listens to this, but I don't feel like New York's that hot right now that you're like,
no, but it's not
I gotta
about,
wear cutoff shorts.
All right, hold on, buddy.
Because he was
I think
wearing
you
them.
need to understand something about fashion.
I know, no.
It's not. He didn't wear shorts.
I feel
it was
like
warm in New York.
No. I get the fashion part. I feel like that's why Draymond did it. I'm not even kidding you. Draymond's like, I don't give a fuck. And I feel like that
like
was his
Draymond
reasoning.
cut him off in his hotel room.
No. I feel like he had him done, but I feel like he was like, it's hot. I want to wear shorts. I'm more comfortable in shorts.
I don't think so.
Dude, I feel like that was it. Draymond is a weird dude.
I don't think so, though.
We can disagree on this because I realize the fashion aspect of it.
I know. I'm being a dick to you. But can we please disagree on this? Because your point is making me laugh too hard to continue.
I feel like June on how did this get made right now.
THTC.
The way you're reacting, but
yeah, it feels like a Junie moment.
No, it does because
like
of your
when
reaction.
You
but I literally think that that's what he was doing, and I'm gonna comb the internet for
Adam's mission.
Him talking about
should
it.
he choose to accept it, and he has. Is to find out what the hell was going on.
I
with
feel like
Draymond
if I look
shorts.
that up, it's going to be a quote from Draymond going like,
"It's too hot."
Yeah, I just wanted to feel comfortable.
Call the police and
It's
the
a
fireman. It's too hot.
Turn on your iPad. I want to play a drop. That one.
Not today.
I have no idea what it was going to be, but it worked out.
So after that, we had Coach of the Year, which went to the coach, the NBA coach with 3 first names.
Mike, Dan, Tony.
That's right. His parents were like, we wanted triplets, but you were one guy. So these are the 3 names we picked.
I call him Uncle Mike D'Antoni because he kind of looks like an uncle of ours.
He does look like an uncle of ours,
Whose name
which is
Mike.
weird. Are we related to the to Dan Tony? To Mike Dan Antoni?
I thought Dan was his middle name.
Yeah. He won that award. I'm not mad at it either.
I'm not mad at that at all. That's who I wanted to win that award.
Yeah.
I thought he did a really good job.
I mean, come on. You can't give Pop Coach of the Year every fucking year just because he takes a sort of good team and makes them a really good team. This is why like he has good players.
This is the same reason I don't think Kawhi won any awards.
No knock on Pop, but I'm not saying anything bad about Pop. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but this is why I think Kawhi didn't win on his awards is because they were boring this year. Like they won a ton, but then they went quietly into the night when they had to go up against the
Golden State. They got
Golden
swept.
State, but that's not totally their fault because Kawhi went down. But like, you take Kawhi away, that's really boring. And I know you can make that case for anyone's like best player. You take them away.
The Spurs have never been a fun basketball team.
But that's the point. Yeah,
the point of that's how they play.
They win. They win, but like it's not like the most thrilling game of basketball you've ever seen.
No. Remember
Coach that
of the
time
year,
that Tim Duncan got really fired up?
Yeah, when he got a foul called on him.
Yeah, that's the only
That's
time.
the only time.
He's never.
Speaking of which, I want to get into that later too. I really got to get through these awards real quick. So we got Mike D'Antoni taking home Coach of the Year, which is fine. It's a weird thing for Mike D'Antoni because he gets really, really good at coaching, then gets fired, and then he doesn't coach for like 4 years, and then he comes back, and then he gets really, really good at his team, and then they don't ever win titles.
I feel like he probably should have gotten an opportunity sooner. Like,
I think you're right.
He came back into people's
He just goes to coach
consciousness.
jail all the time.
Well, yeah, but he came back into everyone's consciousness because they were like, "Oh, that's what Golden State's doing." What he's
done the whole time. Him and
yeah.
Don Nelson.
Yeah,
I mean, like that's what they did.
absolutely.
But-
Him and Don.
After that, we had MIP, which I love. Giannis.
I thought Will Smith was going to win it this year. After
MIP.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I was really confused why Giannis won that. I didn't think he was in those movies for a second.
Right.
Okay. But I think that Giannis, though, real talk, is going to break the I guess not curse of MIP, but like there's never really great most improved players after they're most improved. They're never like an MVP caliber guy.
No game is no bigger, no less, no player, no place. And I mean, I stand behind that.
I hate
I'm with
all
you.
the things about you.
I'm with you. I just wanted to play that for a while because I opened this up for the first time in a long time, and I was like, "That's that weird thing Russ said."
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I don't think. I think Giannis has the
all the
potential to
in the
do
world.
it, but it kind of is gonna. It matters what the Bucks do. That's the problem.
I'm really more of a Thanasis guy.
Yeah, you like Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
I think that's correctly how to say his name.
Thanasis?
I could be wrong.
Thanasis? Anuses?
Anuses? Amethyst.
Yep, that's his name. Amethyst Antetokounmpo.
Okay, glad we settled it.
So he did that, and then there was about 20 minutes of people talking about how long his name is. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Like, move
Chuck
on.
said like Ampuktico or
Yeah,
something
he kept
weird.
trying to say Antetokounmpo.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Antetokounmpo, that's it.
I know, we get it. He has a long name.
Yeah, but-
don't be a dick. Learn how to pronounce it.
It takes you like all of 10 minutes to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And that's even probably longer than it actually
Right.
takes to figure that out.
And after that, we had, I think that's it. Then we have the big award. You know what I mean? We've covered all the rest of that crap.
What do you mean by the big award?
MVP.
Oh, you mean Russ's award?
Most valuable penis. That was not me. That was. I swear to God, I didn't do that. That was
He
Adam.
just horned himself after getting laid out on.
I always horn myself at least twice a day.
You have to.
Yep.
You don't want to horn yourself in your sleep, so.
So Russ won it. I wanted Russ to win it. I figured Russ
Me
would
too.
win it. I didn't see another. I like Russell Westbrook again. Like he's a weird guy. He's the weirdest guy in the NBA. He's sort of an enigma, but at the same time, he's not an enigma. Like the reason I like Russ is while you don't know what he's thinking or what he's going to do or what might happen, you could also kind of telegraph it.
Yeah, and you know it's going to be awesome.
Right. I like him
It's
a
going to
lot.
fail miserably every once in a while, but I love Russ.
He's not on the best team. A guy who, if you take him away from that team loses all their games.
I wanted more James
You know what I
Harden
mean?
reaction shots.
Yeah. Oh God, they did cut to James Harden a couple times when he lost that MVP,
wasn't pumped.
and he was not pumped, but he was thinking about Nicki.
He did not look happy enough to be thinking about.
You might
Nicki
not have
anymore.
won any real awards, James Harden, but we'll always have the gifts.
I want him to shave his beard and see if it is actually the source of his power.
Yeah, I know. Now, okay, am I crazy, or did every speech go on way too long?
Oh yeah, they were long. But these, I feel like a lot of players were not sure what to do.
Russ's speech
but Russ's
was like
so long.
14 minutes. It was good.
I'm
he
okay
was
with
great.
it because it's MVP. I'm like, if there's going to be a long one, make it MVP.
Yeah, I enjoyed his speech. But
Yeah.
what made me laugh was when he turned around and made Commissioner Adam Silver hold his award.
That made me laugh too because there was like a casualness to it. Like,
yeah,
oh,
yo, bro,
here.
hold this.
Yeah, like there's not this like, oh, you're the commissioner. I should. Oh,
But I
should
love.
put it on
Don't
the
get me
ground.
wrong. I love Adam Silver. Adam
Yeah,
Silver's
I love
my
him.
favorite sporting commissioner. Period of any sport.
He does seem to be the most
Pictures
fair
him at
and
Pride
honest.
Week on the float.
Yes.
It was great.
He's awesome. Hey, you remember that time Roger Goodell went to Pride Week?
Yeah, I know. I saw that and I was like, "Where you at, Roger Goodell? Your move.
He's just sweating in a corner,
better
stuffing his
see you-
face full of meat.
I better see you at a
I
drag
didn't mean
show.
that like meat. Like
Better see
big
him at a
meat.
drag show on stage. The only way he can one up Adam Silver right now. Adam Silver is winning at life. I really liked Russ's speech. It could have gone on about 10 minutes less. Mm-hmm. I mean, he would thank everybody and then do now there's 5 other people I want to thank. and I gotta remember who they are. But it was cool to see him completely overcome with emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great.
It was very genuine.
It was very genuine. And I like that. I think they should really do that again and let them. I think they need to expand this thing to like an hour and a half just to let them go on as long as they want. Because usually they get press conferences. I don't know that
they will do that. If anything, I could see them making it a half hour in response to all the fan voting stuff.
But I kind of liked it in an hour.
I enjoyed it.
The problem is you don't know how long they're going to talk. They're not trained for that. Mm-hmm. They're trained for press conferences. And usually when you win these awards, you have a press conference and it goes on for a long time.
I haven't heard what all the national media and Twitter folks are saying.
No, I've kind of stayed off of it.
I could see some people not being into the whole thing, but I loved it.
Yeah,
I think it would be great. And I was thinking about it the whole time. How cool it would be if this is still going on 30 years from now.
No, that'd
to be able
awesome.
to like look back and be like, oh shit, it's young Drake and he's hosting this, and
now
it's all these greats who are retired,
84-year-old
or whatever,
89-year-old Drake.
Yeah, he's still hosting it.
Still hosting it.
And there's Kyrie Irving, but he actually looks like Uncle Drew.
Yeah. Good Lord. Yeah, he is Uncle Drew.
He's
now.
become Uncle Drew.
So we need to move on because we've done about 48 minutes on the NBA awards.
Okay.
We've gone almost as long as the show.
Did you know there was a draft?
Yeah, there was a draft. It was a big draft, and as Mavericks fans, we very much enjoyed it. But I tell you what, for the draft, why don't we do this? Do you want to go down pick by pick just through the lottery?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1 overall,
Markelle Fultz. Is that right?
Not how you say his
Markelle
nombre.
Fultz. Yeah, the Celtics traded that pick away a couple days before the draft to Philly for one of two conditional future picks. They're getting either next year's first rounder, top 5 protected from the Lakers. However, if they don't get that one, it goes to the year after that, and they get the Sacramento Kings first round pick.
Right.
From Philadelphia.
Right.
And was there a contract dump in that, or a player moved?
In the Philadelphia deal?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think there was
I
either.
don't think so.
Apologies to...
put your hands together.
To put your hands together.
Podcast ref.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You got to listen to all of them.
That's right. Yeah, and then next up, the least questioned pick in the history of the NBA draft was the number 2 pick to the Lakers.
Lonzonius Balatho.
One of them balls.
Yeah, one of them balls. One of the big baller brains.
We all knew he was going to the
players.
Lakers. I really am so over Lonzo Ball right now. It's driving me nuts.
I was kind of hoping...
I'm so sick of Lonzo Ball and LeVar Ball, and I hate LeVar Ball.
I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't get drafted by the Lakers. They would do something and fucking
I was really
trade
hoping
it away.
that would happen.
I just wanted to see what LeVar Ball would do. Like, what if he slipped to 5? That would never happen, but do you know how much of a fucking fit he would throw?
We know. We saw what LeVar did when he got fucking drafted number 2. He immediately got on the microphone and talked about how the Lakers are going to the playoffs this year, guaranteed.
Like, he writes so many checks that his kids have to cash.
And he is so hard to, like, he was trying to act all emotional. He's not. He is so selfish. He's so about himself.
He's absolutely selfish.
And, like, he was trying to act, like, I know he was happy for his kid, but you knew this was coming a week ago. There's no way, you knew it was coming months ago. And he was trying to act, like, humble, and it did not come across well for him. Because he is the front runner. Like, they put him on that weird WWE thing, which I didn't watch the whole thing, but, you know, in the background, sitting in a chair, is Lonzo. And nothing is more apropos than a shot of him, LeVar Ball with his shirt off, screaming at somebody in the middle of a WWE ring while his son, the actual person with talent, is sitting in a corner in the background.
I watched...
looking completely bored.
On Twitter, I saw the intro on that, and Lonzo comes in after the fact. The first, I think, he may have come in first, but I think... They just filled the ring up with big baller brand merchandise, which is insane to me.
Which is the worst.
Some of this was
design
some of these
ever.
clips were fun. I'll just say like, oh, that's fun. They're having fun. Cool, fun. But
fun will be had.
But it was LeVar and his younger kid,
LaMelo or LiAngelo.
I think LaMelo. I don't know. But he walks up.
You're
with
trying
him.
so hard not to laugh while you say the LeVar or the ball boy names.
The ball boy names.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
They are ridiculous.
I was trying not to laugh because I was gonna say it's the one with hair like Alan Crabb, but I can't remember who it was. Alan
ball.
Crabb. I wasn't sure if that was the right player, but he he comes out after the fact, and like it's so lackadaisical in comparison to like LeVar going out like, yeah, look at me, fuck yeah, big baller,
right?
You know, and I'm sure. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know if we're going to have to hear from LeVar for the next 15 years.
I don't know either. But what we do know is that in order to get him, they had to make a trade that really, really, really showed Magic's ass.
It did. I'll give him this. It's a really deep draft.
But don't...
And I'm not even sure who they took at 27.
On your second-year player, who you just sent to another team, come out and say that you needed a leader.
And then draft a 21-year-old,
and then draft Lonzo Ball.
Magic wasn't even there.
You weren't. He didn't draft for D'Angelo.
No, he wants Lonzo Ball to be his guy in the Magic era of Lakers. But like everybody who comes in on the Lakers post Kobe, it feels like they want to make it their era.
Of course they do, because Kobe's not there. They feel like they have an opening.
Yeah,
and they haven't had in 20 years.
I feel like this could lead to a few years of resets, which would suck. So. Barring they don't get Paul George and all the things they want.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm really interested to see what happens with that. But I've been seeing the Cavs real big front runners for Paul George.
I saw they
which is
were
weird because that's a small ball lineup.
Well, when David Griffin got fired from,
did they officially hire Chauncey?
I don't know.
They offered him a deal.
But what I was trying to say is that when he got fired, they told. Apparently said to Paul George, like, you don't want to come here.
Really?
Apparently players told him, and I could be getting this confused with another story, but I'm pretty sure that the players on the Cavs told him, like, don't do it.
Well, you know what? The other thing is, I've been listening to this Road Trippin' podcast with with Richard Jefferson and Channing Frye, and it's a very stripped down podcast. It's now part of LeBron's network, the Uninterrupted Network. But like, it's very stripped down in that like they don't censor anything. They say pretty much whatever they want. They don't cut a lot out.
Yeah.
And the whole team chemistry from the people that are on there, and it's lots of Cavs players. It seems like they're just a bunch of dudes having fun with each other.
It's nice to hear that chemistry and like that rawness of it. Like, it's not like on TNT when a player's mic'd up and then they cut to him every once in a while where they're going, yeah, good job on that. Good job on that. It's nothing.
They were talking about the other night. I was listening to something, and RJ started talking about how it's on the newer episode. They're talking to the girl from Fox Sports Ohio that kind of hosts it, that wrangles them, and about how in some movie they were watching, some new show they were watching, and they were talking about pegging. And she didn't know what pegging was.
Did Richard Jefferson explain what pegging is?
Okay, and he didn't really explain it so much, but like the fact that they're talking about that, what I mean?
Amazing, yeah.
Like that needs to happen everywhere else, and it really humanizes LeBron in an interesting way. It makes me like him a little bit more. I don't hate LeBron.
No, I can't say I've never hated LeBron.
Well, he shouted out Dirk, and apparently he loves Dirk, so that's a big plus for me.
I've come around really having a year where the Mavericks weren't in any real talks of playoffs or.
Right.
Like there was like 1 or 2 points in the year they're like, we're going to try and make it. It's not going to happen. But especially a year like that softens me on guys like LeBron and the KD situation. Like I knew coming into this year, we're not going to be in this. So I don't really give a shit what happens. And I'm going to sit back like a conscientious observer and just like watch the league from an ethereal little cloud overhead. Yeah. And it's been a fun soap opera, and so
it has been a lot of fun.
So guys like LeBron, I really softened on his whole like, the way he left Miami was so terrible. Like I used to care about that for like a year or two after, but I don't care at all. Like we're in a whole different world, and we're going to see a lot of players over these next few years make big jumps from team to team and chase some rings. And I'm kind of excited for it, and I think it's just going to be one of those things where it's a trend, and there will be, well, maybe not. Maybe our attention spans are shitty, and now we don't like stick with the team forever. But I think there's gonna be some guys who will set an example and stay with theirs, and we'll see it kind of flip back that way.
I think you're right, but
it probably goes back and forth.
But it's it's still yet to be seen. We'll find out soon. But I mean, I don't know. Also, just to let you know, Conscientious Observer is the new magazine I'm writing for. I couldn't help it.
I like it.
Let's go to the number 3 pick. We got Jason Tatum. That's who they took for Boston. What did you think about that? I kind of thought they would go Josh Jackson.
I thought Josh Jackson would go there too.
I think he's the better player from what I've heard and read.
Tatum has maturity issues.
Okay, I did not know that.
But I could be wrong.
We're not experts on college players.
No, we're really not. And I wanted to bring that up because this next year I do plan on watching a lot more college basketball.
Ooh,
I want to try and get it.
Stinger?
No, I don't need a stinger. But I do need a winger for the Stars. Are you ready to talk hockey?
No.
Okay. Well, I am excited.
that was that.
I am excited to actually get into some college basketball for a while.
Yeah.
What stopped me is like they don't pay the players. Well, they do pay the players, but under the table.
Okay. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they really do. But like, I think there should be some kind of fair living wage.
Yeah, that's a whole.
There's a lot
of
I have problems with college sports in general.
Yeah,
like that's more my thing. But I'm gonna try and come around on it. It's not. It doesn't seem so rah and like rednecky as college football gets. So
well, it's not.
No, it isn't. No, that was my point.
Yeah, I also where we are from is a lot more rednecky. Period.
It is, and I don't mean that as like an insult to anyone.
Right.
Just that like. I grew up around it in Louisiana and Texas, and it kind of turned me off from college athletics because of college football. And that's not to say I don't still enjoy that too. From time to time,
I get that.
I just don't watch it.
Well, and you can read Adam's article about that in the Conscientious Observer.
You can.
I don't know why that makes you laugh so much. It's so stupid. Up next, we had Josh Jackson going to the Suns, which is
he looked bummed about
Josh Jackson
falling.
Seems like a very good player, but every time the Suns take a draft pick, I just am kind of bored with it.
Every time they take a draft pick, I'm like, oh,
right,
that sucks for that guy.
Well, because like the organization, I don't know, they keep drafting people and stockpiling too many at different positions, and like I don't know, it seems like a nightmare place to be right now.
Growing up, I always kind of enjoyed watching the Suns.
Yeah, when they were fun. When
they were fun.
When Mike D'Antoni was coaching.
Yes, and now I don't get that feeling from them. And
no,
I get this feeling like I don't trust that front office. I don't trust them at all. I don't trust that gorilla. If I were a player, I would not want to play for the Phoenix Suns because of all the point guard drafting and signing and trading, and they'll always have like 2 starting caliber point guards at a time, and they'll always be like, we can just make one a shooting guard.
It's a mess.
It doesn't work.
The whole thing is a mess.
It is a mess, and it sucks. Like Goran Dragic,
I feel bad
happy to get out of there.
I feel bad for Tyson Chandler.
I do too, but you can't really trade his contract.
No, because it's huge. I don't feel bad for the money he's making.
Well, what if you traded that? Well, I would say, what if you traded that to Brooklyn? They're not paying anyone, but they're paying Mozgov. So,
yeah, they had to eat that Mozgov contract, but it's fine.
But I'm okay with that because Mozgov was a top 10 center in the league 3 years ago.
I like D'Angelo going to Brooklyn.
I do too. I think it could be really fun. It gave them a lifeline.
Entertaining.
I cannot believe the Lakers just kind of threw them a lifeline.
They gave away D'Angelo Russell.
And I'm not saying D'Angelo is going to be a superstar, but he could still be a really good player, possibly a borderline all-star in this league. Yeah. He's shown, he's had his 40-point game or so. Like he's had some good shit. So I'm excited to see him have a fresh start.
For sure.
Away from like the awkward media situation of the Lakers.
Well, moving on from the cesspools of Brooklyn and Phoenix, we move to the other cesspool of the NBA, the Sacramento Kings taking De'Aaron Fox, which is
a great pick.
I'm kind of like, I'm not shocked that De'Aaron Fox dropped that low because the other 2 teams don't need a point guard.
Yeah, I would have had him higher. Actually, I had him higher until the trade happened with the Celtics.
Right.
Because I had Philly taking him.
Yeah.
But then that really kind of screwed him from going top
And I like
3.
that kid. I like that position, and I like that pick. I just don't. I hate that he's going to have to spend time in Sacramento.
Can we just say they are a nightmare team? But you wouldn't know it if you'd only watched their draft because they did a really good job.
No, Sacramento did a great job this year. But like the problem is at the end of the day, they're still Sacramento.
Yeah.
And they still got to deal with Vlade and what's his butt, owner man.
Oh,
I can never remember his name.
I can't remember his name right now either.
And I'm shocked. I don't know how they did as well as they did. I need to look at their front office and what's happened recently.
I don't either. I feel like they've probably made some internal hires that are
very
very helpful.
That are publicly silent.
Yeah.
So they can make Vlade look better.
Vlade needs to be publicly silent because I love Vlade Divac as a person. I really enjoyed his 30 for 30, the Two Brothers one, and he doesn't know so good what he's doing with the math numbers and the basketball things. So
well, okay, let's get to the next pick because this is big, way bigger than Vlade.
Yes,
the next pick is the trade of the year.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler going
to Minnesota
for nothing. Like
Jimmy Butler and Karl Anthony Towns is going to be fucking killer. I'm really excited to watch.
Don't get me wrong. Okay, that means that the Bulls ended up taking Lauri Markkanen, which is fine. I feel like if they have Jimmy Butler, I think Lauri Markkanen is probably a good pick for them there.
In my mock, I had Markkanen slipping to 11.
Even though I was going to say I didn't have Lauri Markkanen going that high unless he went to New York.
Yeah, I had New York maybe taking him.
I didn't have. I would have actually expected Chicago to take a point guard. I know they got Zach LaVine and they're going to have Rondo for another year, as far as we know. And they got Chris Dunn too, and they have Dwayne Wade still because he picked up his option. So it's
the craziest thing.
The problem is when you lose your best player for some guys that are not going to be great players. And a draft pick that's yet to be seen who doesn't play good defense. What are you doing?
I don't like that they're happy with Rondo as their starting point guard. They're like, oh, no, we're good with that. We like that.
I don't understand that
and
either.
he had a good playoffs, but also than that, like, oh, my God. He butts heads all year with all the other players. Like,
how do you send your best player to the coach that got the best years out of him?
Yeah. The Timberwolves, they're in the East, right?
Timberwolves playoff team now.
Are they in the East?
I think Timberwolves in the West.
The West. Okay.
Am I nuts? Yeah, no, they're in the West.
No, I think they're in the West.
I get Minnesota and Milwaukee flipped all the time. I can never keep that straight. Sure. But yeah, they send them to the West because now you just keep sending all the best players to the West. So who was theoretically maybe, I don't know, going out on a limb, your second best player in the East is now in the West. Second or third, top 5?
He's definitely top 5, and he was never treated like it by his franchise.
No, not at all.
So I'm happy for him because he gets a new start and he likes
Chicago lives in the Michael Jordan hangover of him not being there anymore. Mm-hmm. They really do. They still live in this world where that they don't. This is just
they think they're a destination.
They think they're a destination. They don't turn players into superstars anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, Derrick Rose was...
Derrick Rose burned... I think they got burned by Derrick Rose. And that's what freaks them out.
It's hard for me to tell if they got burned by Derrick Rose or if Tibbs ran Derrick Rose too much. Like, that was a lot of people's complaints. Like, he was too...
hard on him.
Physically demanding and too hard on him.
Well...
But I don't know about that.
We'll find out what happens with Butler because he's going right back into the Tibbs system. It's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
That whole thing. But we'll see.
We'll see.
You know?
And just one last little thing about Derrick Rose. It's hard to remember. He was an MVP.
I know.
And he was really fucking good.
I know.
And he's not that anymore at all.
Well, let's take the next two picks sort of together.
Okay.
Well, that's weird. Okay, let's take the next few picks together because they do kind of go hand in hand. So at 8, the Knicks take Frank Ntilikina. And then at 9, the Mavs take Dennis Smith Jr., who I'm very excited about.
I am so excited about.
I'm real pumped because Dennis Smith Jr. is who they wanted the whole time.
Yeah, they were sending out smoke screens because they were spending all this time about Ntilikina
the Knicks
publicly.
Bought it.
They did.
Because the Knicks had a little thing for Ntilikina, and Cuban made it clear the Mavs loved Ntilikina. And then they tried to, quote-unquote, trade up to get in front of the Knicks, which I don't think they actually did. I think that they tried to – I think if they traded up – I don't think they tried to actually trade up. I think that's another smokescreen.
I think so, too.
Because Cuban was so tight-lipped this year, And it was because they didn't think Dennis Smith would fall. And I think that had they not smoke screened out this whole situation, I think that the Knicks probably take Dennis Smith.
I think so too. I think I think the Mavericks really made a point of like tempting the Knicks into making a bad decision because they're always so prone to making a bad decision. And that's not to say Frank Ntilikina is a bad decision.
No.
I really got kind of enamored with him when I thought he might be the guy that we get in Dallas. But he's going to take a long time.
That's what I was going to say.
And I think that's such a frustrating thing for the Knicks to take a guy.
He is 2 to 3 years away from really hitting it because he's 18.
Can you imagine Dennis Smith Jr. and Porzingis?
Oh, God, that would be nasty.
That'd be really fun. And the Knicks go and make a decision of the guy who's like the long-term project guy because they did draft a foreign guy and it worked out really well last time.
But you know what's really cool about it?
What?
That's never happening because we got Dennis Smith.
That is the coolest part of all.
I'm really excited about this kid.
He plays like he's
a monster.
He plays like a little John Wall, Russell Westbrook type with short arms.
He's my height.
Yeah, he's 6'3".
6'3", 6'2". He actually might be shorter than me.
He's got I think he's only got like a 6'3" wingspan too.
No, he's got a really short wingspan, but he's got a 48-inch vertical.
Yes.
And that's crazy, reported. But that's crazy.
In high school, when he tore his ACL, the doctors found an extra ligament in his knee, and he was able to heal that injury in a matter of like months, which is insane.
It added inches to his vertical.
Yeah, which is insane. So I'm not worried about the injury risk at all, given that story. And neither
I'm not worried
about
his head either. I mean, like they seem to think that, you really have to look at his situation because they were like, he's a head case, whatever. But like, he's on a team that sucks. Mm-hmm. He purposefully went to a team that sucks. He could have gone to Duke. He could have gone to the other guys because he wanted to.
His dad was a fan of North Carolina,
right? And he felt like a lot of these guys are doing that. Wouldn't it be better if I can go to this other team and beat that team myself?
Yes,
to show what I can do. And I kind of like that because these teams get really stacked with a lot of guys. And he's in a frustrating situation where they aren't winning. He doesn't have anyone to give it to. So, of course, he's not going to pass the ball when dude can't shoot and they're trying to win a game.
No.
Like, why is he going to pass the ball? His coach loved him. They say he didn't. They say he's a coach killer, but the coach loved him. The coach is friends with Donnie Nelson. Mm-hmm. Like, the coach that was at NC State is friends with Donnie. And Donnie was like, and I heard Donnie talk about it, and he was like, no, the coach loved him to death. Like, that is not his fault.
Did you hear in, excuse me, I was turning on during his interview, his first interview with the Mavericks, the little press conference they threw. He took a little jab at NC State. He said, "I'm really excited when I get here to learn how to play defense."
Yeah,
that's something we never we didn't really play defense. That's
Yeah.
something we never focused on.
Yeah, he's like we didn't have. We were always kind of behind and just kind of had to get.
It doesn't sound like a jab, but then if you think about it in the perspective where you're a fan of that franchise,
yeah,
like that makes you kind of go, ooh.
I know it's rough, but you know what? I'm happy with it. I'm excited for the pick. Carlisle seems excited.
Which I've
Rick
never
Carlisle,
seen.
This is weird. Rick Carlisle is pumped because Rick Carlisle hasn't had a top 10 pick in 15 years or something like that.
It was last with Detroit.
He was in Detroit. I don't even remember who that was.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
But he seems excited. Everybody seems kind of pumped about it. Now we got to get Nerlens Noel re-signed, which is really just kind of afterthought at this point. It's done.
All that's going to...
From everything I understand, that's pretty much done.
It is, but all it's going to come down to is how much we pay him.
Right.
And that's going to come down to what other people
July
offer him.
1st is not the opening of free agency. July 1st is the tender. They can tender deals. They can offer deals to current players. That's the qualifying. Offer opening.
June or July 6th.
July 6th.
The next Thursday is the free agency. So we'll be on to talk about that for sure. After
Ntilikina, let's just go to top 10 because after that, things that did shock me. Okay, Zach Collins at 10 goes to Sacramento.
Higher than I had him, too.
A lot higher than I had him. Honestly,
the Mavericks liked him.
The Mavericks did like him.
He was the guy where I think they had him ahead of Ntilikina.
Yeah, they probably
which is
did.
insane.
Yeah. Well, they after that, though, it gets kind of dicey. The only thing that really kind of shocked me was Malik Monk not making a top 10.
Yeah, that shocked me a lot, actually. I think the Hornets have a great pick.
I think they
at
really
11.
got a good pick there. I think that a lot of it had to do with the fact that Ntilikina and Markkanen went so high, and it just pushed them down because Mavericks didn't need to take a Malik Monk there. They need a point guard, so they took him. The Knicks didn't really need to take a shooting guard there, so they took a point guard. But they would have been fine with Malik Monk. But I don't know. It was a good draft, but it was a weird. There were some strange things that happened in this draft.
The Bulls got tall, unathletic Mirotic, so they're good.
Basically, yeah. No, the Bulls got unathletic. They got defensively inept Porzingis.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of got the same game in terms of his shot.
Threes.
He's just a 3-point shooting big
He's
guy.
good at it,
and he could have any defense.
Awesome with a team around him, but like he's not going to be. I don't know. I could eat my words in a year from now, but I don't think that guy's going to be like the next big thing. He's not going to be your next Kevin Love.
We could go on about this for a bajillion years, but we have gone on a very long time. And
we have. It's been a long time.
I really want to quickly, before we get out of here, let's touch on impending free agency. We'll come back and we'll do something else on free agency.
Okay.
I think maybe we should wait till after free agency is done and the dust settles.
Like after the first 48 hours of free agency, or like the whole week?
Here's the thing. I'm going to be out of town on the opening of free agency, so maybe we do one. Excuse me. Let's do an episode. We could talk about this off air, but I think maybe we'll probably do an episode where we talk about get deeper into what's going to happen in free agency, because we're going to know more in the next week too.
Some people are going to make more public decisions.
So
I'm sure.
I think we'll try maybe on the 1st to put an episode out or we'll do an episode as soon as the qualifying offer deadline opens. Sometime in the first couple of days of July, and then we'll catch up after the dust settles after free agency.
I'm into it.
So I think we'll do that. But that said, the couple things that are going on real quick to keep an eye on are the Mavs are definitely going to offer the max to Nerlens Noel, and they're going to restructure Dirk's deal, go on to that. I don't expect them to do anything. Bigger news, Blake Griffin opted out of his contract.
Yes.
Which makes me think that he's got to be going somewhere else. I don't think he's going to take less money to stay with the crew that hasn't won anything.
Chris Paul did as well, but he's going to, even if he doesn't end the year a Clipper, he's going to take his deal first.
Probably so.
Yeah.
But I think Blake wants out of there.
I think so too.
I think Blake likes LA. I think he likes the position he's been in, but I think he's sick of the drama.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see him play in Oklahoma with Russ, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either. I think he goes to Boston.
I think he goes to Boston too. Well, Boston today is talking about amplifying their Paul George attempts again, and they want to sign Gordon Hayward too. So we're going to see Small George in that scenario probably.
Well, you put Gordon Hayward at the 4?
I don't like Al Horford at the 5 in that situation.
No.
Not at all.
I don't like that lineup
he's
at all.
Small 5 who's old now.
So what is that? Isaiah...
I like it. They're probably going to win a lot of games, but I don't think they can beat the Cavs.
What's that
with
starting 5?
Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Gordon Hayward,
Paul George,
Al
Horford?
Al Horford, yeah.
Who's going to play defense? Bench?
Yeah. I don't think that all those guys are totally inept at defense.
I would rather
Avery Bradley was a snub on the defensive player.
No, you're right. I'm just saying
all first team defense.
God, I would rather have Jay Crowder start at the 5 than Al Horford if you're looking for a defensive player in that lineup.
Well, yeah, I'm with you there. I wish I liked Al Horford more. I don't like him on a team with a great point guard who's tiny.
Yeah.
I like what Brad Stevens does with that team, but I'd like him somewhere else. Or maybe coming off the bench for somebody.
Right.
Being a really good 6-man.
Any other news and notes as far as impending free agency goes? Upcoming things?
John Wall said he's going to retire.
That's not true.
Tim Duncan said he's coming back.
Oh, my God.
And he's going to play for
They
Houston.
did an episode with Tim Duncan on the Road Trippin' Pod, and it's really entertaining.
Who tripped hardest?
That would be The Road.
Oh my God!
Yeah, not as much as Pod, but sometimes Pod, he liked to sleep.
I don't think I've ever heard anything that makes me feel more sexual.
And on that note, you guys, I think that it's time for us to wrap up. Please follow us at SwishPod on Twitter. Please follow me. There it is. Please follow me on Twitter at I am Chris Hayden and Instagram at I am Chris Hayden. And Adam, you can follow him
at the Adam Hayden on Twitter and probably everything else.
All right. And we will talk to you next time on the podcast. Please resubscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. I will throw it to Adam. Take it away.
Sometimes you're looking around a room. You see pictures on a wall. You see collectibles on a shelf. You see a television in its place next to a window. You look out that window. What do you see? You see a neighbor. What's that neighbor doing? Just some yard work. Looks very innocuous. Not really at all. That neighbor, secret ninja. Gotta look out for that neighbor.